My name is Dale Cure, and my goal for this channel is to help moms find ways to create happier, healthier, and more financially secure homes. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I hope you are liking what you're seeing here on my channel. So today we're going to talk with a retired nurse, Debbie Hinnant. She's going to share her story of how taking care of her sick husband really took a toll on her, both mentally and physically. And she's going to come on and share her story about what she found that helped her finally regain her energy, decrease her stress, decrease her cortisol, help her to finally sleep better, and just feel like she's living life again. As a retired nurse of 40 years, Debbie is joining us here today. She became a full-time caretaker, which was not in the cards for her, right? And sometimes we certainly can't predict what's going to happen to our loved ones. So, Debbie, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I can tell this story a lot better than I could not that long ago because my husband ended up passing away. And so it was very difficult to talk about it and keep my emotions. The big difference when I was caregiving him, he got sick. I was an ICU nurse for 40 years. So I practiced taking care of really sick people for 40 years. I was a caregiver in my profession. And then we retired at the same time, and he got sick. And he got very, very, very sick. And it was the year 2020. So the global health crisis hit and the whole world went on lockdown. Caregivers don't get enough support as it is. But at that point, any hope for support was just almost out the window. So I was doing everything 24/7. I began to break down just from the chronic stress response and inflammation in my body, not realizing how devastating having your cortisol stress hormone staying elevated and not doing what's supposed to do, which is fluctuate through the day. Highest in the morning to wake you up, lowest at night to help you go to sleep. I got very inflamed. And inflammation is a severe, dangerous side effect of chronic stress if you have not built up resilience to it and taken care of your body along the way, which I wasn't doing. So I ended up with terrible sleep struggles, terrible gut issues, anxious feelings, depressed, completely negative, which is not me at all. I felt so terrible mentally and physically. So I went to my doctor, told him all of my symptoms that I just itemized, and that was just kind of the tip of the iceberg. And he did the routine blood work, assuring me we're going to find out what's really going on with you. And then 3 days later, called me and said, all your lab studies are in and everything's perfectly normal. And then he delivered the gut punch when he said, there's nothing wrong with you, Debbie.
Your doctor gave you the news, everything's fine. You're like, no, it is not fine. So what did you do next?
It wasn't what I did. It was some really good friends of ours who were naturopathic medicine doctors just called me to check on us. And I told them what was going on. And they said, we're coming over. We'll bring our masks because we were still on lockdown. We're coming over. And they said, we're going to teach you about your gut. And I felt really insulted. I thought, I was primarily ICU critical care for 40 years. I think I know a little bit about the body, but I did not know that the gut's the foundation of all things physical health and all things mental health, that it is the boss, and that a healthy gut keeps us going, and a sick gut's going to keep us awake, anxious, depressed, and fat. So they really, really enlightened me that the whole signaling system between the gut and the heart and the brain and back down the other way through the vagus nerve was completely out of whack. And it was taking down my physical health and my mental health and keeping me very inflamed. And inflammation is the common denominator of a lot of bad diseases. Cancer starts out as inflammation. Type 2 diabetes starts out. The autoimmune disorders start out. Dementia, Alzheimer's, heart disease, chronic lung disease, so many things start out as inflammation, which you can track back to, is this person under a whole lot of stress? And if so, how long has it been going on? Well, they said, we're going to put you on something that has one big part of it will support your gut health and get that back up and on the way to being mended. The other one is going to support your brain health because your brain is inflamed as well. And it's called Happy Juice. And I just started to laugh. I said, so here's this solution that's actually a solution. It's a drink. And so they explained that it had prebiotics in it, fiber, which is your good bacteria's favorite food in the whole wide world, and that my good bacteria, my bad bacteria were all out of whack. I had something called gut dysbiosis, which meant my immune system was out of whack. It was just this whole cascade of just spinning out in a downward spiral. And so they said prebiotics, strain-specific probiotics are going to help reestablish the proper balance of cortisol, get inflammation down, and my feel-good neurotransmitters to get balanced back out. And then specific amino acids that were going to help also with mood and stress resilience and helping do a better job of supporting the lining of the gut, which was breaking down big time from the stress. So they put me on that. And that was the game changer because I started on that on a daily basis and began to feel better. They said, this is all from Mother Nature, from plants. It's all backed up by clinical research studies published in professional journals. And that got my attention because I'm a published RN. I published multiple times in nursing journals in my career. And I thought, I know how hard it is to get something published. So that they really had my attention there, being a science geek.
Wow.
But I just started to feel better. And then as I felt better, I could do better. So you have to feel better before you can do better. And action is where it all starts to happen. But it's hard to take action when you feel horrible. It turned out to be just a huge blessing because as I felt better, I thought I can really get behind this. My husband was a medical professional. His salary had dropped out of the budget. He was gravely ill and didn't look like he was going to get better. So I had to find a way to shore up our budget financially. And I thought this would be a really good side gig. And I need a sense of purpose and passion as a retired RN because my identity was so tied into what I've been doing for a career for 40 years. And then it was just boom. Now you're taking care of a gravely ill husband who's probably not going to make it. And so I thought I could do this. I can really help people. I can get back into helping people and doing what I really love so they don't have to end up in the huge mess that I found myself in. So I became a certified integrative nutrition coach, certified mental wellness coach, started using my credentials and got busy on social media and spreading the word, teaching, doing live presentations, helping people learn how to put the oxygen mask on themselves first if they're chronically stressed and burned out. So I really targeted nurses and other healthcare professionals. I really targeted people who were taking care of special needs children in their home or elderly parents. I was going after the caregivers, whether that was a professional career thing or something where life had just turned out that way, like it had, both for me, but these people need support. They really need support. I came out of that. And so I started really targeting folks that I knew that needed the help. And it just came, I just have got a really amazing foundation of super, super good clients who have had excellent results from it and then are singing it from the rooftops themselves. So got quite a few nurses who work with me, and that's been a huge blessing. Never underestimate the power of your gut. I think that people and the power of cortisol being out of whack. Don't just fold up when your doctor says there's nothing wrong with you and all your lab studies are normal. Keep advocating for yourself. Look at other options because Western medicine trained doctors are typically getting about 4 hours of instruction in their entire medical school curriculum on nutrition, for example, much less all these other amazing things that Mother Nature has to offer. So don't be afraid to get out there and really start digging into holistic solutions because those are the ones that have worked for so many hundreds of thousands of people beautifully. I'm living proof of it.
Yes, and no side effects. I love
side benefits.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. This was amazing. Thank you for your time and for sharing your incredible story. Thank you so much for joining me here today, Debbie. I so appreciate you. If you are watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you want more information, just drop us stories and I'll be happy to invite you into the community that we have on Facebook for you to check it out. Also, look at the description of this video and I will have links for the products that Debbie used to help her regain her life, basically. All right. Thank you for watching.